Hi, Sharks. I'm William.
And I'm Kristen. We're a husband-wife dynamic duo, co-founders of Uprising Food from Cincinnati, Ohio.
We're here today seeking $500,000 for 3% equity in our company.
Wow.
Sharks,
All right.
we want to revolutionize health, and it starts with bread.
We teamed up with the best artisan bakers in the industry to bring you the healthiest, tastiest, most powerful bread in the game.
And did we mention our bread, also known as the Uprising Cube, is keto, paleo, and boosts gut health.
That's right. And it's dairy and gluten-free. Some say it even tastes like it's straight out of heaven. We've truly done the impossible. Our cubes are packed with fiber and created with clean and boosted superfood ingredients.
Now, who wants to join our health revolution and bring this mouth-watering, taste like heaven bread to the masses?
Woo! Woo! Now, who wants to taste heaven?
I want to taste heaven.
Have here?
So what we have today is for you to experience live the Uprising grilled cheese. We also have French toast.
And this is just a plain piece of the bread, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
I'm gonna try that too.
Go ahead, jump right in.
So we didn't just stop at bread. We also created chips. And yes, we have sales on both.
We are brand builders through and through. I worked at Procter & Gamble, and Kristen works at another CPG company. It's important to us that we bring an aesthetic and an inspiration to our brand building efforts.
It's got a little bit of a sponginess to it, almost like a
Yeah, it's
cake-like
chewy. It's
quality.
really chewy.
Exactly.
And what is that? What's
So that is designed on purpose because we want you to have a very specific mouthfeel with this bread.
This lasts 1 to 4 weeks in the fridge.
Yes. Yes.
That's amazing.
And that's with no
I'm
preservatives.
gonna give you a little credit for the taste because I've tried a lot of these products and they taste like utter
The bread is
This
good.
Thanks there, Mr. Wonderful.
pretty good. What does this cost? How much?
That goes for $12 right there.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yes.
For a little loaf of bread like that.
Yes. There's a lot of power in that.
Guys, I think the bread tastes absolutely delicious, but I just can't get over the price. Like $12 for this tiny little, like half a loaf of bread. Like, well, how does that compare in the market? Like, I want to find a $5 bill in the bread. Do you know what I mean?
It's a
Like,
fair
I'm
amount.
well, I mean, look, anything that's like keto friendly or vegan, like those things have an elevated cost to them. I mean, I personally don't think I've ever had keto bread before, but I venture to bet that the reason that the bread is the way it is it's easier to ship. And assuming that they're not like if they're selling it direct from online. But the other reason is I tend to think that people that are eating keto probably aren't eating a lot of bread anyway. It's not like when you're, normally eating bread where we go through peanut butter and jelly and sandwiches and things like that. Like I just venture to think that they're probably not utilizing as much bread as a normal person is.
I don't understand that.
This is not a basic bread. We're looking to upgrade bread. Americans are quite frankly getting sick because of the foods that were industrialized and scaled. My father is the type of person who represents the masses. Now he's an annuity for the medical system. He was given 4 weeks to live. We intervened with food, and my dad is still here today. When we think about what we're doing here, it's not about us being successful. It's about the mission of helping people, and we will drive success by solving this problem for society.
So I agree with everything.
Emma's face, I think, says it all right there. Very very skeptical of everything being said. William, that is awesome though that your father has been able to stay there, but that face though says a lot.
You're saying, and I totally agree about the disease factor. My dad died from that. Basically, same issue. Irish guy, lots of starch, lots of white flour, killed him. But not everybody in America can afford for 8 slices $12. That's really expensive.
That is.
Exactly.
What are the revenues of this business?
So first year in business, 2019, we did 85K top line. Second year in business, 2020, the pandemic hits. We did just under $1 million top line.
How's that possible? What did you do?
Well, hold on, it gets better.
Whoa,
It gets better.
okay.
First 6 months of 2021, 2.1 million year to date.
Pretty good.
Hello.
I almost want to ask you for proof.
We're experts at digital marketing. So right now we can deliver a consumer for just under $50 customer acquisition cost.
That's a
That
lot.
is a lot for what you sell. Because you need a
Yeah.
lifetime customer to overcome that
Bingo.
initial. Yeah.
Bingo. It would be a lot if we weren't in such a high
But
frequency
guys,
consumable.
we've got to get to grips with these numbers because the sales last year were really impressive. But what's your profit?
We are not cash flow positive yet. We have
there's that skeptical face again. Yeah, well, we're gonna check out their website and their social media at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around for that, as well as a featured comment at the very end from one of your comments from down below. But yeah, I'm a little skeptical too. Doing $2.1 million, like I'm gonna ding the bell for that, but man, they're not cash flow positive yet. I maybe because they broke into chips. So the thing here is when you're just getting started as your own business, as your own business owner, generally speaking, focus in on one thing and get it right. They apparently did too in just, right out of the gate. I'm guessing, unless they just added chips just recently, and have been killing it. So they must have some special sauce, special bread to be making such bread. But to be even able to scale that much, I wonder if they're working with like a co-packer or something to make that happen.
$1 million in net losses.
I'm sorry, how much was it?
In net losses. I have just under $1 million in net losses. Just under $1 million. I thought you said 100 million.
Sorry, for last year?
Yes, we sell one loaf for $12. That costs us $5.25 to make.
But let's talk shipping.
Once you take that down for shipping, we clear about a 30% margin once you average our bundles together.
And you make about $3.60 per loaf.
Yep.
$500,000 for 3% imputes a $16.6 million valuation. Explain why you're worth $16.6 million.
Okay, we're on track to do $5 million this year. As you've heard, we've done $2.1 million year to date. Other companies like us, we believe, can get a 6x multiple in market.
But you don't make money yet. Are you saying you're going to make money if you hit $5 million this year?
No, absolutely not.
So when do you become profitable? Ever?
We will become profitable when we reach a certain level of scale.
No kidding. You will become profitable when you reach a certain level of scale.
Our goal is to drive.
That is not the answer to give. You need to know that, and be able to spit that, okay, we are gonna, we're losing money now, but when we reach, I don't know, 15 million in sales, we'll start to make a profit. We'll start to be able to get out in front of this. The shipping alone, shipping costs have gone up significantly just in the last 6 months. So I think that it makes it really tough, and then for them to be able to get their money back on $3.60. I guess the next question is how cheap can you land that bread cheaper? Like $5.25 is really expensive for a cube of bread. How much cheaper can you get that bread down and to ramp this up faster?
Top line revenue.
Kristens are concerned all sharks are still in, but they are concerned about the lack of profits for William and Kristen's healthy bread company.
I love Emma's face there.
Uprising Food.
Are you saying you're going to make money if you hit $5 million this year?
No, absolutely not.
So when do you become profitable? Ever?
Our goal is to drive top line revenue.
What is your exit strategy?
Yeah, we would like to either exit the company to a larger multinational, or we could foresee taking this company public at some point.
I don't think I've ever sat and spent this time in my seat and heard more fancy words in my entire life, all right?
Okay.
I think if I were to put any money into your business, I would not sleep a wink tonight.
Wow, okay.
It's not even a business that I'm listening about. It's a cause, the uprising. The battle has begun. But the bottom line here is I don't trust you to even protect my money. And sadly, for me, that's the reason I'm out.
Let me tell you just a quick thing.
I want to share a few things with you. I like the concept of healthier foods, right? And I do think that down the road, it will have great potential because this is on trend for what people want. But sadly, it's also too big an ask for me, your valuation. So I'm sorry, I'm out.
Okay, thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that, in order for them to get anywhere close to the 5, because whatever amount of money they ask for is what they have to walk out with. And if even doing 5 million this year, 10%, 15% for 500,000, and again, without any clear goal to where they're going, when they're going to actually start making a profit, and for them to be able to collect on that profit. And the other thing is and they've mentioned this in past episodes about the idea that, when you're going into it and you're starting with the exit in mind, I think that you should, but the Sharks have brought up in the past, hey, when the exit is in mind, to me, it shouldn't be the focus. It should be in mind, not the focus. And it sounds like that's what their goal is to get this brand up to a place where they could exit out to a bigger company ultimately. And that doesn't usually tend to play well on Shark Tank.
I'm stuck as an investor on this $500,000 for 3%. For this deal to work, you're going to have to exit at close to $500 million valuation for me to get my money back. I'm out.
Okay.
That never said that. Yeah. No, that's not good. That does not seem very realistic or reasonable. Yeah.
Thank you.
Guys, I think the product is great. You know, I consider myself a foodie and definitely a bread girl, and I thought this bread was really, really great. But equally, I think that the sign of a really good entrepreneur is to really know the climate that you're in. And I think for, so many years now, those of us that are in direct-to-consumer businesses have really been able to scale our businesses and do exactly what you guys said you were going to do, chase the top line without real consideration for becoming a profitable business. You guys did not come in and demonstrate what your path to profitability is.
Great point.
You missed it. You spoke about all of your order economics, which ain't that great, by the way, because you're paying too much to acquire the customer, and as everybody said, you're not profitable on your first customers. So I think for me, I'm out.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, look.
So,
why don't you run the company to be profitable now? Why did you go after being profitable by the month just to be able to sustain all this?
that's actually exactly what we did, Mark.
You lost $1 million.
The journey to get here, we aggressively drove CAC to the floor. We've been the #1 lowest CAC in the food.
That's such a nonsense parameter. You start small. You got a nice little product, and whatever you do, you go door to door, you go online, you sell it locally, and you make money and you grow. But now your back is really against the wall, right? Because you're losing money on every sale. So the more customers you acquire, the more money you lose, unless you can make sure that you're selling them a whole lot more products, and your products are expensive. And the bread unsliced, you get it, and it's like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Take a bite out of it.
That crust is actually very important to preserving the product. People buy that product for the trifecta of 3 reasons. You can't find something this healthy, that tastes this good, that's this fresh.
Then why don't you say that? Why don't?
Oh man, yeah, no, because you're talking, again, like Barbara brought up the battle has begun, the uprising, the battle of the food, like the battle of the bands. But man, there's so much there. The point of a $12 loaf of bread, like that's the first thing that's going to go, especially if what my prediction or my thought process of, well, people that are in the keto just aren't going to eat a whole lot of bread to begin with. So they're not, into the whole bread, they're not they've made a commitment to not do that effectively. If I'm right, if I'm not right, let me know in the comments below. But my thought process is that's going to be the first thing to go because they don't necessarily need the bread anyway. This is an added bonus, and at $12 a loaf, it's going to go out the window pretty quick. If they're having, come on tough times.
That was the best thing you said all day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So, that was the best sales pitch you made.
The packaging that you're looking at there is unfortunately our Gen 2 packaging before we really dialed in that positioning statement and figured out that was the winning combo.
You're driving me nuts. Okay, look.
We are constantly
I know.
dialing.
Okay, right. You're overselling with all the jargon when you have an authentically good product, right? Your whole little speech on crust is everything you should be saying and just selling this just because of that. I want a product that's going to give me all these things that I can't get from a sliced product. That's all you had to say. So simplify, focus on the product, and I'm out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a common problem there when it comes to understanding who your target market is. Actually, if you want to work through figuring out who your ideal customer is, go to superjoepardo.com/avatar and get my free 64-question PDF workbook to do.
You guys so much.
We're gonna share out their website here in a minute.
Thank you.
I honestly think the Sharks are out of their minds. I question what they ate this morning. We know that our product is changing people's health, and they couldn't see that. I'm not sure what's wrong with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more about enabling the health. Now, William and Kristen, I would love to have you come here on the show and talk about your experience and give an interview like I've done with other Shark Tank businesses. Let's check out your website. I did so in the preview. Not sure if much has changed. Like to see, you got some great reviews here. But when, I'll tell you, when I came to the preview site, it took me a while to figure out what exactly it was that you were selling. I didn't know if it was grilled cheese or, I mean, it says, superfood bread, supercharged ingredients, but I didn't know that it was about the bread itself, which is the thing. So and the cube thing didn't quite lend it. I didn't quite get it at the time. Maybe like, I don't know, you want to slice the angel's wings off or something with put a knife in there. But they have a Shark Tank starter bundle sample, $2.40 a serving. So there you go, trying to break the price down. 2 superfood cubes, which when I saw that, I also didn't understand what a cube was exactly that I was looking at, and then 4 single serve packs of Freedom chips. Which is awesome. So where can I buy from on the site? Superfood chips, and the Super Cube. I feel like it's just like write the word bread bigger somewhere. Like, I mean, it says bread, but I have to like read here in the background to get that. And that's, I think that might be a bit of a sticking point here. But let's see. They have a YouTube channel, 254 subscribers, which is nothing to sneeze at. They got videos with tens of thousands of views. I don't know if these were ads or something. And it looks like they were doing a show about a year ago, like a podcast or something to that effect. So we might maybe get back on that route. So Instagram, they got 7,700 followers there. Quite a bit of engagement. I always love to see faces everywhere, which I mentioned, or I didn't really mention here. So, you have to scroll down pretty far before you start seeing any faces. But you do have faces, at all, which is good. Yeah, I'm curious as to, though, if you're on track to do 5 million through virtual, through all online sales, and your Instagram following is 7,700, and I guess your videos must really be doing a bulk of that sale there if you're doing YouTube ads, which is probably a good thing. Between YouTube and Instagram would probably be a good way to promote it. I didn't see any Facebook, so I don't know if you guys have a Facebook channel or page or something you're just not linking to. But anyway, what I do like to see is comments down below, like King of Everything says, love these videos, man. Well, I love you, and I greatly appreciate you watching. I'll see you in one of these next videos. Take care.